You're probably wondering, what sort of shenanigans are we gonna get into? Here's where it's gonna get interesting. I'm gonna take my, hopefully this is a right color, basically painting around the outside of this and a little bit on the glass. I'm gonna paint the bottom of the glass blue, so I don't mind if I get any on there. But I'm just making a circle around it here that's gonna show me where not to paint. See, has a little bit of blue on it, and then I'm just tracing it so I have my circle of where the rim's gonna sit. And then that's not basically where I'm gonna be painting. We're gonna have very sparkly water. Alright, I'm gonna take my bigger brush here and gonna paint on the outside of it all the way to the edge. So I'm just gonna paint everything blue except for that inner circle that we made. I really have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't know if this will work or not. We're gonna find out, but that's what it looks like right now. So looking pretty good. So I'm just gonna let that sit and dry there. So for a glass, when you're gonna paint on it, you're gonna want to make sure that all these paints that you get are for glassware. I typically just get the multi-surface, so multi-surface acrylic paint. I'm gonna take my little brush here, and like I said, I already had painted some of the rim here, so I'm gonna just kind of paint over it. So you can kind of see how it's just very kind of streaked on there. So we're gonna let that kind of sit. I went ahead and painted a layer. As you can tell, kind of when I move it a little, there's the inner circle closest to the circle that is darker. So I went ahead and painted that second coat, and I'm gonna leave it there. I did a second coat to our rim here. For the glass, it's gonna go like so. What I'm thinking for like on this island, I'm gonna go ahead and paint a lighthouse similar to this one on this bottle that I did. The thing is I'm gonna attempt to do it on the inside versus the outside. For the first coat, it's gonna look like that. I just did the little like V for the birds because I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist, so we're keeping it simple over here at DIY Destination. Simplicity is key. So we're just gonna do a little V here. So it's a little bit hard to keep your hand kind of steady, and then up, and that's about the best I can do with that. This is actually really hard to paint inside the glass. You wouldn't think it would be, but it actually is. Just throwing that one out there. So I don't have any yellow to make on the top of the lighthouse, so I'm gonna do the same thing with what I did the last time and just add in with black. I have no idea what I'm doing, but sure. Something like that. You can certainly look up however you want to, whatever you want it to look like, and my lines are not symmetrical and that bothers me. So I'm attempting to fix it and probably am ruining it, but there you go. So you can kind of see it with the light, and then that's what it looks like on the inside. You're going to take white again and go over a little birds like that. See? And it's just going to add a little... I honestly don't know what it really adds, but it works. That's how I've seen them drawn on Pinterest. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, I have green and my browns, so here's where it gets interesting. And then we're going to just take it and we're going to dab it on there just to add in some characteristic texture. If you have a sponge brush, it could work too for the texturing. See, it looks different on the inside than it does on the outside, so you constantly have to be checking of what it's looking like on the outside. And that's about as how light as I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna keep adding layer after layer to the green, because I'm gonna add in the brown to make it darker, because I don't want it that bright. The top, I'm not sure what I'm gonna paint it. I really kind of want to paint it blue just because blue is really pretty, and it will kind of, I'm gonna paint it blue. If you've ever painted glass and you have tips, please let me know, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna add a little bit of browns around the outside here. Just add some texturing just to all on the outside to make it a little bit almost muddy looking. Just be careful when you're adding the texture. Sometimes it will separate, like it will pull it apart, and then you have empty spaces where there used to be paint and then there's no longer paint. I'm going to do some swirly actions just to fill in. There we go. So I made little stalks of like grass there. Let's see, how's the top looking? We're gonna add more blue to the top here. If you guys want to take a look at that, see? It's a shimmery, it's just gonna look like a very blue, nice blue shimmer tone to it. So I'm really liking that. Oh, don't forget on the little strips there, the little, the reason why I left a little space there in between. If you have yellow, I would recommend putting yellow because it's like light. You know, like the lighthouse shining through. But I just used white in my last one and it turned out okay. So that's what I'm going to do again. I have extra strength spray adhesive glue. Don't tell anyone I'm doing this indoors. Probably should get a newspaper, but a lame, alright? This glue does work actually really well to keep the sand on the hair. And then we're just gonna, I have a paper towel here, so that's it. And then you're just gonna let it kind of tap it a little bit, and there you go. I got my hot glue gun set up, so I'm gonna be figuring this one out. I am gonna go ahead and start with the rope that I'm gonna glue on the bottom here. So I'm just gonna wrap it around and cut the length that I need. I'm just giving myself like an inch like wiggle room a little bit. Hopefully these scissors will cut it. There we go. Okay. So, gonna attempt to do this. Hopefully it's long enough. Looks like it. Oh, awesome. I'm just gonna set this on there as I go and hopefully not burn myself. I'm doing it on the outer edge here until I get to the end around here, which kind of falls a little, so I'm gonna put it around the side of it, not the very top. So it's gonna drop down. So there we go, there's my rope on there. So now we're gonna take these little shells. Like I said, I have this fear of burning myself with hot glue. It's definitely working a lot better to put the hot glue down on the sand first and then the shell. And we're going to take our glass, pour it over, and hey, it's looking good so far. I think it's going to be as good as it's going to get. I am going to not glue this on yet though. I am going to actually glue the rope on. We're going to stand it up here I'm just gonna go glue that around. And maybe have it come up and around, I think. So I'm just guesstimating here and cutting it because the shorter it is, it's a lot easier to handle and deal with. Now I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to have the edge end right here, the bottom of the glass. So as you can see, we're going to wrap it around and it's going to end right there. Oh, so there we go. We have the rope on there. My only worry is like you have so long before the glue starts to dry, so I'm just going to go over that again a little bit and hopefully set it down. Well, take a look at that. Isn't that cool? I'm excited. This is coming out a lot better than I thought. I'm just gluing some beads and shells on the rope up here just to add little cutesy bits here. I have the stringy part is on my hands and arms and I feel it and it feels like a spider web and I'm not okay with that. Like, I still feel it. Not okay with this. I love taking like wine glasses, stuff like this, and adding to them in different ways. Just because I think it's really elegant and pretty and different and I burnt my thumb on the hot glue gun. Just like I said I was scared to do, and I got a little brave there. Okay, here we go. Worth it. Okay, so here is the finished product in all its glory. I think it turned out really well as far as from the inside of what it looks like for the little bit of shadowing on the lighthouse, and then if it looks like this, then you can see on the inside. And this is what I was talking about with the birds. They kind of look like birds. I think they look like birds. Don't question the birds, they look like birds. And then I have added these gems here, and then just the rope, like I said, so it's not all glued on there obviously, but then I added a couple shells and some pearls. And then this right here was the space I was talking about. It just felt like it was a lot of space compared to the other side. So I added a couple shells and then a little pearl down here into the rope. The shells are staying in there quite nicely. Like, obviously you don't want to be too rough with it, but just even holding it right here, they are not moving around at all. I'll add my little candle back on here. So let me know, guys, in the comments what you think of this. This is just done off of inspiration of the bottle that I showed you, and because I wanted to craft today. And so I literally just took whatever I had in my craft boxes and came up with a craft. I found out, guys, I found out my mom doesn't watch my videos. I post them on Facebook too, and she told me that she hasn't watched my videos. So if you guys think that this is actually make a really good Mother's Day gift, let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna send this to her as a Mother's Day gift. She likes lighthouses, and I think I made it. Her daughter made it, so she's not gonna hate it. So everything that I had I will list down below with Amazon links to go with them. I know I didn't get all of these off of Amazon, but I would rather buy them from Amazon than the store because it tends to be cheaper and you tend to get more for your money. Definitely subscribe to see more videos and what I have upcoming, guys. It's summer. Summer is around the corner and I'm super psyched for videos that I have planned for you guys. But you won't know that they're coming up if you don't subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. That's where all of my projects are, so you can get sneak peeks of what I'm working on and what possibility next video is going to be, and also my other projects that I'm not filming. Thanks for watching and joining me on this wonderful craft adventure, and you guys have a great day, and I hope I will see you next time.